charming intro music. Ooh. A little discordant note there. Let me get my glasses on. Let me do me social posts and then we'll get started. Hello, everyone. Just getting the social posts up and out. Let's get a little image ready. The BT says, Mystery Stream Prediction. A playthrough of Dragon Age Inquisition in preparation for Veilguard. I can't see any reason why we wouldn't do that in mid-October. You called it. Well done. Plucky Squire. Let's grab an image we can use for pop the image on the social posts quickly. Alt text. And that will be good. Look at me totally being prepared for the stream today. Okay, do for alt text. Now I can put the social posts out. How is everyone doing? Give it another minute or two for people to arrive as I get all the posts out that say we are here. It's the Plucky Squire. That game that gave me a deadline to try and finish Dragon Age Inquisition. I've been playing this game off stream. I haven't beaten it yet, but I would guess like 2/3, 3/4 of the way in. This game is charming as all hell, and I'm excited to have an excuse to play it a second time, but on stream. How are we all doing? I think I am about ready to get started. Now let's jump in. Adventure mode. If you're feeling plucky and want a challenge, this mode is for you. Story mode, a breezy way to play, relax and enjoy the story of the Plucky Squire. Adventure mode is fine. It's not hugely hard. There's like one puzzle that I had some trouble on, that I got a little stuck on, but generally speaking, I think adventure mode is pretty okay. But there's also nice accessibility settings, which is good. Hey, Super Nintendo, how's it going? It's going good. I got to play Astrobot the last couple of weeks, and that game was great. Well, I played it for review. And now I've got this, which is charming as all hell, to get to play while I work on it for review. And then there's Zelda coming out in, like, just over a week. It's a good time to be gaming. September 2024. Got some good games. Let's jump in. Let's do it. Oh, Super Nintendo, don't worry, we'll talk about that leak. I've got my thoughts on it.
Once upon a time, there was a plucky squire named Jot. Jot lived in the land of Mojo, a land of creativity. Mojo was ruled by the gentle queen Chroma. He defended the land from the nefarious sorcerer, Humgrummer.
Jay, sure, there doesn't appear to have been anyone in the YouTube chat yet, but there's people in the Twitch chat.
Good lad. Well done, Racky. Jot was also a writer and would transcribe his many adventures in book form. These tales were avidly read by all the people of the land.
This art style's
who found them quite gripping. Jot awoke one fine morning and pluckily leapt from his bed. From afar, he could hear some rather exciting music. He got dressed and went to investigate.
Right, as soon as we have added the storybook, I will talk about that Nintendo Switch
Chapter
2
1.
image leak in a
Some
sec.
serious beeswax.
We got the plot just auto happening. Hey, Thimber, lovely to see you here. So, I'll talk about this now, Super Nintendo, because I know people are going to ask about it. I am on Team Real, at least as far as the photos. I am not convinced that the 3D print files, like the 3D renders. I have theories about what those might be, but I will say this. I'm not going to say that the image that floated around today is the internals of like a final production line factory Switch 2. But I am fairly confident that the PCB in that is legitimate. And that the overall design, like the shape, the dimensions, the way it connects together is legitimate. I am of the belief that that image is a production, like, my best theory is that this is like a, at some stage in production, this was the PCB, these are the dimensions, that this was for the purposes of something like peripheral manufacturing or similar, hence, it doesn't have any of the actual things that would make it run, but hey, if you're making an aftermarket case, this is what it's got to fit. Here is how it's going to fit together, and you got to work around. Like, it feels like that is the case, but the PCB is the thing that leads me to think that it is to some degree real. It lines up. People who know more than me about tech stuff are like, the spec, the list of leaked specs. Yeah, no, it makes sense. You could fit those components as listed would fit on this board and would work. Nimba says, to be fair, I feel like all those leaks are fake. I'll say this as someone that like was in the leaking game back in the day, around the original Switch. 3D printing plastic parts convincingly is really fucking easy. I don't blame any of the people that thought the PS4 Slim, back when I reviewed that 2 weeks before it was announced, thought it was fake, because, yeah, 3D printing has only gotten easier over time. That custom PCB would have taken a lot of work, and there's a lot of places you could have debunked that I can't debunk it, and it's not fallen into any of the traps I would have expected of, we're trying to convince people that, trying to fake a console PCB. I am impressed. If it's fake, I am impressed by it, I'll say that. Anyway, there's banging tunes. The music was really booming. We gotta go investigate the wizard's house. Tell me of your tunes.
This was the house of the good wizard Moonbeard, Jot's close friend and mentor. Ah, Jot, my lad. he exclaimed. I'm on a roll here, traveling to new musical realms. Since you're here, lad, I have a small favor to ask. Wax. I need more wax, lad. To press more records, you know.
Gotta go on a quest for some magic wax for the drum and bass wizard.
And get some wax from Benny B? Pip here will accompany you.
There will be goblins, but no sweat for you, right though, Jart? Yeah, here's the thing. As someone that's seen a lot of faked consoles over the years, I know the shit I'm looking for in a fake, and I'm surprised at how little that supposed Switch 2 has any of the things that I look for in a this is fake. It does. Someone has done their homework if they've done that fake, and honestly, if it turns out to be fake, I would be fucking fascinated to talk to whoever came up with it. Wax for the Wizard sounds like a Flaming Lips song title. So I'm just gonna run around chopping stuff to get these light bulbs. They're not like super necessary, but they're gonna allow us to get some early upgrades a bit more effectively if I just get all the stuff and collect all the little collectibles. Look at the design for these goblins. They're adorable. These little purple fellas. The sword combat in this feels so satisfying. The sort of hit stun, the wham effect, the dramatic emphasized pause on hits. It feels really Wind Waker, because if you've played Wind Waker, you know that very specific way that the soundtrack goes like ba 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 ba, and like emphasizes with the musical note hits your impact on the character in a way that like really makes that impact feel tangible. This captures that really well. This captures that thing that made Wind Waker's combat feel really good in the moment of impact. And I appreciate that a lot. For a game whose combat is relatively simple, it helps capture a lot. Focus on me play, you didn't miss much. There's a wizard, he wants some wax to press some more bang and drum and bass beats, so we're going on a quest to get wax for the wizard, so we can press more records.
Honey Peak.
I don't know how well this translates over stream, but I love the tangible paper effect of the world design. There is something nice and practical about the feel of these world, like the way that the art is done in this, that is lovely. Alright, let's climb the peak.
Now this looks really quite precarious.
Ooh, precarious, you say. Got took a deep breath, and off he left. I love that when you're jumping while in the air, your swing starts forward, but it does sort of end its arc below you. So you start swinging like in front of you where you're leaping towards, and then that arc becomes a downward strike, which is very satisfying. The top of Honey Peak. The view is incredible. Any idea who the voice actor is? I have no idea, but we can check from IMDb. Their voice is familiar. The Plucky Squire IMDb. Is there any cast on IMDb for this? Is it David Hayter? No, that's recently viewed people on my IMDb. Sorry, I looked and I couldn't see any cast, and then it was the Plucky Squire next to David Hayter. No. I don't know who it is, and I haven't completed the game, so I can't check the credits. I apologise, I don't have an answer for that. That's the Tome Tower, that sort of owl-looking thing over there. Oh no, it's a honey badger eating Benny B's honey! Be on your toes, Jot. A hungry honey badger can be real cranky. Oh, Sure Kid, I'm so glad that me and my dysphoria monster has helped. It's really lovely to know that that book has helped some people. Hooray, thank you for letting me know, that's lovely. NH London, how plucky is the Squire? Very plucky, as you're about to see as he fights a honey badger.
The honey badger seemed rather annoyed. Jot prepared for a dust-up.
Hey, we're playing Punch-Out against a honey badger. How goes Pluckying the Squire? A drum and bass wizard asked us to get honey so that we could help him press more of his magic wizard drum and bass records. So now we're doing Punch Out against a honey badger to help Benny B. This game is charming as all hell. It's adorable. Oh, the symbol hit on Punch Impact, so good. Mason is back says, I like how the perspective changes regularly.
Was bested.
The game does a lot of good stuff with perspective shifting. It's delightful.
Triumphant.
Ah, back in the hive. Feels good. Yo, many thanks, Josh. You did me a solid. That honey badger was really messing with my beeswax. Anyway, anyhow, gang, what brings you here? Moonbeard sent us, Benny. He could really do with some of that beeswax if you have some spare. Oh, for sure, Pit, my man. I owe you guys. Here you go. Compliments to the whiz. Huh, what's going on? What's with all this ominous darkness? Yes, this game really does land bold outlines and good solid colours well. Also, I love purple and green is such a good combo. No, ominous book magic.
Down they fell. It was time to confer with Moonbeard.
What up with that magic, Moonbeard? You know about magic stuff. Oh yes, it's Grump all right, always up to treacherous trickery, that one. There's something rather odd about the magic he used, and this is not usually how the story goes, you know. That is to say, forget about that. This is a job for the Plucky Squire, Jot. Jump is at Tome Tower. This one bit of hair needs to get out my face. Head there and make sure the creepy little twerp doesn't cause any more bother. Hello? Oh, it's our paint witch friend.
It was Violet. Violet was a trainee witch with a love of art. And Jot's childhood friend.
Violet's design is lovely. I love the colour palette choices. Hey, Jot, we've got another hump grump situation, huh? Moonbeard gave me the skinny. That Weasley wizard is at Tome Tower. You can head over there and, Jot, put a stop to Humgrump's malarkey. I'll look into that strange green magic and have a donut, but that's by the by. Later. Goodbye and good luck, although you never really need it, Jot. Let's go off on a little storybook Zelda adventure. Kapow! Lead the way, Jot. Let's go. So the Plucky Squire set off to Tome Tower. I should not try and do combat while also reading the text. It's probably not wise. But let me cut the grass. I need my little inspiration light bulbs. Oh, one thing I really like that this game does is a spring in his step and a gleam in his plucky eye. It's possible to find concept art that is not spoilery during the progression of play, just like hidden a little bit out of view, like this little scroll back here behind this tree. And it's really nice getting like the ability to just stop and look at little bits of info about the game. Concept art for the mountains. This would eventually become the Greenlands in the early chapters of the game. It's a nice little bit of, hey, if you want to know a little bit more about the places you're going and the character art you're seeing, just like learn a little bit about the game as you go. Philip Bretherton claims, Wikipedia claims that Philip Bretherton is the voice actor in this, but that's hearsay, I guess. Do we know Philip Bretherton for anything else? What the? Yeah, this game is a lot of different genres at once. Like, I know I described it as like storybook, children's storybook Zelda. It's gonna be a little bit Baba Is You. Now. Like, it was Punch-Out a minute ago, now it's Baba Is You. The gate swung. Let's see if we can find a good word for it. Oh, we beat up these little orbs. Swung open, there we go. Nice and basic first one. Very simple, but it does get a bit more, like, genuinely puzzle-solving with that mechanic. It does some child-approachable but still interesting Baba Is You puzzles. Come on, trees, give me my light bulbs that we are collecting for Martina, the little shop NPC. Who we can buy new attacks from, for example, such as sword throw, or more little concept art scrolls, for example. It's just a little shop. Yeah, so that boss fight we had against the Honey Badger, apparently they say, we knew we wanted to feature a boxing minigame, but it took a while to land on who your opponent would be. As it turns out, it wasn't a giant muscular duck. I am 2 points shy of getting the throw attack, but I'm pretty sure I can get at least 2 from chopping the grass and maybe hitting this tree. Oh, really? I'm 1 shy? Okay. We'll come back to this page in a second. Let me just get one little light bulb and go get that move. Okay, what you got for me? Sword throw! I'm not going to do the move test out, but you can do a little tutorial for the move. I can now throw my sword and sort of boomerang it for some ranged attack options. The other little hidden collectible-y type you have is glitch birds. I don't know what they do currently, but occasionally you can find them hidden around. Well, there it is, that mysterious ancient owl. All the knowledge of Mojo is supposed to be stored there, you know? Whoa, not sure the ground should be doing this.
bother.
They do a great job of using the turn of the page
Chapter 2.
to shift
Tone
emphasis
Tower.
in the way that, like, a well-paneled comic would. And I appreciate that.
Our heroes hung on to the cliff's edge by their fingernails, when suddenly they were grabbed.
Yes, our third
Hoisted
little
up.
companion.
By whom? By Thrash. Thrash was a mountain troll, and Jot and Violet's childhood friend. The trio had not been together for quite a while.
We got our little
and
artsy
so were
trio.
very happy to be reunited.
We have a writer, an artist, and a musician as our little trio of adventurers. Oh boy, you really saved our skin. Oh, Trash, oh boy, you really saved our skins. Are we happy to see you? Triple trouble again, together again. Oh, I'm just stoked I can find you dudes. After all this craziness kicked off, I checked in with Moonbeard. He told me you were heading to Tome Tower. I thought I'd help you. The path's wrecked. Well, there's more than one route to Tome Tower. Let's get down to the ground. Oh, this really is quite high, isn't it? Not even anyone can lead the way down. It's Thrash. Down we go. Let's do this. Simba, I did indeed finish Inquisition on the last stream. We are all good for Veilguard in that regard. Let me speedrun this before that rock can catch up and be a problem for me. Here was Thrash, waiting on the ground, as cool as a cucumber. Oh, nice climbing, dude. Both got down that cliffside with banging style. You had a good rhythm going there, dudes. Oh, you know, it did feel rather graceful, sort of like a hopping mountain rabbit. Well, now we're down to the ground. Best get to Tome Tower. Lead the way, Plucky Squire. To avoid all these falling rocks. Which, I love the little detail that they're rolling to the bottom of the page and then becoming tangible and escaping the book. They're just vanishing into thin air. Majorly weird. Yes, these 2D characters cannot see outside of the book to see that the boulders are continuing to roll, so then they are just vanishing into thin air at the bottom of the visible screen. A bull! It looks angry. Good job none of us is wearing red. Not wearing red. Is it red? I suppose it's sort of kind of a red. More of a crimson than a scarlet. Cass, you reckon there's going to be something metatextual or fourth wall breaking perhaps about this game? That maybe the world outside of the book and the world inside of the book might in some way... There might be some blurring of those lines, mayhaps. Whatever could give you that idea? However could you think that? Cut all this grass because I want all these little light bulbs. I want to get all my bonus moves in my arsenal as quickly as I can. Hold up, is that Moonbeard? Looks much more petite than usual. But that's not Moonbeard, that's Minibeard. He's like a tiny version of Moonbeard. Yeah, this is the helper NPC where if you're stuck on a puzzle, you can come find the tiny little wizard who'll give you like a little nudge on what your next thing to do is to help you get back on track. He'll sort of ask you a little question that might prompt you to think of the thing you need to be doing. Hey, Alexi. Yeah, we need to get this key that the bulls are currently guarding. Once I've cut everything with my sword. Then and only then will I progress. Okay, come on, let's... Haha! Come on, giant, oversized novelty key. Onward we go on our adventures. Violet's little run cycle is adorable, with the sort of feet kicking up, just like do, off we go. Okay. It was a secluded forest. Yes, this is one of our first, Baba Is You puzzles that's like a little more involved. Greetings, Travelers 3. My name is Topsy. I see you're on a quest of some kind. You know, Topsy may be able to help you. There's something you could perhaps assist me with first. Namely, my tummy. It is empty. I left my biscuits around here somewhere, you see, and the landscape seems to have changed somewhat. Oh, which has resulted in those biscuits becoming lost. Yeah, we'll find you your biscuits, don't worry. There's a word in that sentence there that might be the key to all the landscape shifting. If you whack a sentence, you might be able to knock a word loose from it. There was a secluded forest. And we find something else to turn the forest into. Okay, we've got the word ruin in there. Let's get the enemies out of the way. There's the biscuits we're looking for, the little cat biscuits. What we're gonna do... And I'm gonna be able to skip a little bit of work because I've done this before and I know roughly where I need to shove this. Now, put this here, because the bridge is too small to get the biscuits over. There was a secluded ruin. Aha! And I like that the game has these nice, convenient, like, rectangular spaces to be like, hey, here's where you need to get it to before changing the world. Like, it's not trying to be the most challenging thing in the world. It's, you know, hey, you've understood the assignment. We're gonna save you a little frustration. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, game. There we go. So it's now the other side of the river. Pop it there. And once more, turn this to a ruin. Get those kitty biscuits over. My biscuits! How I have dreamed of this moment, travellers. You have my sincerest thanks. The prospect of this snack brings a smile to my face. His land is full of puzzles and trickeries. Things may not be what they seem. Good luck, biscuit saviors. Grab that key. Off we go. Laura, just out of curiosity, what is the German for Plucky Squire? I don't know, I've been learning German for maybe 3 weeks. Surprisingly, the words Plucky and Squire have not come up in my first 3 weeks. I'm just about learning the gendered terms for, like, eine Katze, what was dog? I don't remember dog now. I know dog is masculine. I know that. Euler? Owl is Euler? I know that. That doesn't get me any closer to Plucky Squire. That was a German reminder. Don't worry, I'll do me German. I've got my alarm set. Hund. Yes, it's one of those words I'm like, I know I'll see it. I know it looks sort of like a word I know for dog, but it's not dog. Okay, ooh, spin attack. Jump attack. Let's get the regular sword damage up first. To get my overall damage up, we can get other moves a little later. First designed for Moonbeard before he was into drum and bass. Okay, I think we're finally at the tower.
Our trio stopped in their tracks. There, on the horizon, loomed Cho Tower.
Let's find out what this weird magic is. Well, it got dark around here pretty fast. There's some magic afoot. Everything feels kind of fizzy. There was a strange electricity in the air. Ooh. A little skittery insect. I love the way those magic lightning bolts are drawn. Oh, very metal. The strange electricity was spawning monsters. Ooh. Oh, yeah, so I gotta remember I can walk behind here and find one of these little fellas. Find one of these little Koroks. I should talk a little bit about the accessibility stuff available in this game before we get too much further. Now we've got some people about. While there is like an easier difficulty mode that you can select at the start, there's a couple of other things available to you. Anytime there's a minigame that is not the standard gameplay genre of the game, you can just press pause and skip the minigame entirely. But there's also, if we go down to accessibility, a couple of nice options. Jump assist increases your jump height. Show hidden portals lets you see portals that are hidden, and honestly, I've played this bit already. I might just show hidden portals because it's going to make it easier for me to not have to find the things that I just want to sort of progress through on stream. Disable falling platforms so that they don't fall away under your feet when you land on them. You can turn off damage entirely, or you can one-hit kill enemies, which is like that's a nice couple of little modifiers to be available. I appreciate that they're there. Hello, young adventurers. Are you on your way to Dome Tower? Yeah, that's where we're heading. Best beware, a dark wizard occupies the tower. His magic is causing pandemonium. Look at this lovely bridge, unmitigatedly obliterated. Is there another way across the waters? There probably is, and it's probably a matter of perspective, one would imagine. Hurrah! Cave entrance. Oh, it's really gloomy. Dig the acoustics, though. Lead on, Chop, my dude. Your plucky glow will light the way. Oh, no. This has failed to load a, a visual effect that should have loaded. I'm going to quit to the main menu. I've been playing on PC, I've been playing on Steam Deck, and this hasn't been frequent, but occasionally a page has turned and just completely not loaded the page correctly. There's a couple of little rough edges on this game. I think it is charming. I wouldn't put people off picking it up. Autosave is pretty generous, so I am unfortunately going to have to, I'm going to have to redo this one screen to get my little collectibles again, but, you'll see in a second what that screen was meant to look like. That's a bad screen for that to have happened on, because it would have been really easy to just assume it's meant to look like this, given that it's a dark cave. Nope, that was not meant to happen. Oopsie. Here we go. This should have loaded this little sphere of light. That definitely did not happen. It's not a common occurrence, but on occasion it's happened while playing this game, and it's worth knowing. If something seems like it's not right, you may just have to pause and quit and reload back like a minute or so. It's never caused me any actual progression problems. It's just once or twice come up. That's better. Okay, can I afford another attack? It's... I think I need to get to like 100 or so to get another attack. I don't think I'm quite that high. Or be able to get 13 here? Probably not. Kelski says, hello, I'm super excited you're playing this. I'm on the production team at Devolver, and this was the first game we put through a new accessibility process I set up. Heck, congrats! I talked about this on social media. I'm really glad that you talked about this game's accessibility settings a little bit before release. I'm glad that there was that social media post that went up a couple days pre-release. We were literally just chatting about the accessibility a couple of minutes before you arrived. We went through the accessibility settings menu. We've currently got one of the settings turned on, show hidden portals. Skip minigame, really glad to see that there, given the fact that there are gameplay genres that could be progression halters that are not the standard gameplay flow. Really cool to see that stuff in there. Hurrah! Alright, we meet again. Get to take a look at my current selection. No worries. Right, we got sword throw upgrade. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save until I can get the basic spin attack and jump attack, because I want my bits of my moveset as quick as I can get them. Some early concepting of game environments. An enchanted place. Hello there, all these books. Really eerie. Pretty cool visual, though. Yes, what is this wizard looking for? Clearly tearing through a lot of books in an attempt to discover something. It's never reassuring when someone with magical powers and evil intent is searching for knowledge. These books have been purposefully stacked. Okay, so let's remove the words and see what words we have to play with. Okay, we're looking for a keyhole on that side. Big blocks of books. Cut down all the grass before we pick up that suspicious key that's probably going to get us locked in. But that's the thing with accessibility, is like, any accessibility stuff you add is more than would have been there if you hadn't gone through the process. And as long as you like treat those kind of things iteratively, you know, design them in a way that work can be carried forward to future projects, it means you do a couple of things on one project, add a couple of things on the next, add a couple of things on the next, before you know it, you know, the work adds up. Right, so let's get the key in the lock. Pages were scattered on the ground. Here we go. Now, the thing I love about this is deliberately going and putting words in places that aren't going to be the puzzle solution. Pages were stacked on the ground. Actually, that might be part of it. I'm like, the obvious thing is books being scattered is gonna clear the way for us, but is that gonna let us climb up anywhere? Oh yeah, there we go. There's a hole we gotta put things in. Well, look at me getting a head start on things. That wretched fool Jot, he will get what he deserves. The time is near that blasted Plucky Squire. Okay, that's a bit creepy. Yeah, you never want to see angry screeds about your existence scrawled in large text on the ground. I love the little Loch Ness monster-y thing off the coast. Just, hello! So, this is where it all kicks off. A historical location, and no mistake. Oh, off you run. Hello and goodbye, I guess. No idea who that was. So much oddness around these parts. Anyway, here we are, Tome Tower. Looks like Humpgrump is still up there on the roof. It's time for the Plucky Squire to go take care of that creep. We'll stay down here, dude. We don't want to cramp your style. This is one of those dramatic, heroic kind of moments, you know? During the big showdown, you don't want us dorks mooching around in the background. Ah, we'll mooch down here instead, but we'll be cheering you on all the way. Mooching and cheering, John, that's more our style. Oh, get that chump. Okay. Let's go. Go find that wizard.
Jot made his way up the steep steps.
Ah, the plucky Squire. Kelsky, it sounds like you're doing great work. There needs to be more people. That's the thing. As long as there are people who are like, I'm passionate about this thing, I'm gonna push for it to happen. The more people there are doing that, the better progress happens. So hell yeah. Would have loved to have gone to GA Conf, but my hubs was recovering from surgery. Sorry to hear you couldn't go. I hope you got to see some of the talks online. I'm glad that they do broadcasted online, at least for people to see, which is always nice. I've been waiting for you. So glad to see you made it to Tome Tower. You might be wondering what Humpgrump is doing here. Well, I had a Humpgrump that I might find something interesting in this old tower. Something interesting I did indeed find. A book. It was hidden away in a very secret chamber. The title of this very special book is The Plucky Squire. Whoever it was in chat that was suspecting metatextual narrative afoot. The book we are in the book, you see. Who could have foreseen? Yes, that's right, this book is all about you, and me, and all who live in this dratted land. It is the story of our lives. It turns out, you see, that our land of Mojo is just a setting in a storybook. Hard to believe, I assure you, it's true. What I'm holding here is a copy of that storybook. A book within the book, if you will. I read the book. It's very interesting. You and that witch girl adventuring throughout the land, meeting up with the mountain troll, making your way here to meet me. In fact, I read ahead to this very chapter. I've seen what happens next. You fight here on the roof. Any guesses how that turns out?
And so, the Plucky Squire once again defeated the wretched wizard.
Oh, that's good to know. Good to know we win. You win, as you always do. You know, this book is one of a series, and in each one of those books, you win. Every single stinking time. Because you are the Plucky Squire, the hero of the story, the boy who can do no wrong. Always victorious, even the little stories you write, beloved by all. Infuriating, like a mosquito in my cardigan. Yes, that's it. That's an adequate metaphor. Me, I'm the villain, the talentless wizard who can do no right, destined to be beaten forever. At least, that is how it has been up until now. But maybe it doesn't need to be that way. Maybe even Humpgrump could get a little glory for once. If, the Plucky Squire were to be plucked from the book. If he were to be ejected. I love voicing evil wizard men. I need more excuses to voice evil wizard men. Just, wizardly. I sound sort of like a conservative politician, but I'm actually an evil wizard. So yeah, we got thrown out of the book. For anyone who knows nothing about this game, welcome. This game is half 2D top-down Zelda adventure that's kind of Baba is you, sometimes Punch-Out. It's also a 3D platformer, where we are exploring the real world outside of the book we exist within. Welcome to the other part of the Plucky Squire. Is there someone out there? Yeah, sure. Would you be so kind as to open the lid of this lunchbox? Try. Here we go, yeah. Oh. You remember me, Jot? We met in your book. I'm not actually from there, you know. Us bookworms travel all around a fair bit, from book to book. But you, Jot, are a character from a book, and you shouldn't really be out here. It's Humpgrump's magic that blasted you out of the page and onto this desk, isn't it? We'll have to get you back into your book, Jot. It's of utmost paramountcy. I don't think paramountcy is a word, but I do love it as a word. I need to use paramountcy more often. Morning, the great goddess Freya. Been looking forward to this book. Happy to have a stream so I can check it out first. it's charming, it's adorable. I am, in my personal playthrough, I'd say like 75-80% of the way through. Absolutely delightful start to finish. I'm having a great time with it. In other words, very important. You know, there are some intriguing items on this desk. Some of them might help you return. Head around the corner to my left and we'll try and find one. So yes, you can hop into 2D art, not just the book. Do you see that magical swirling green thing? It's a meta magic portal. We can go through these portals to go in and out of 2D and 3D. Some of that meta magic must have rubbed up on you, Jot. Like me, it seems you now have the power to leap between worlds. This was a sketch drawn by the owner of your book. The owner of this bedroom and the owner of your storybook, a young boy named Sam. He's a very creative child. You'll find his sketches all over this desk. Since you can jump into them, maybe you can use them to get around. No energy. Too hungry to move. Too hungry to converse. Please get me a snack. I'll get you a snack, little bunny, don't worry. Okay, there's no nourishment to be found in the sketch, but maybe there's something out on the desk. Yeah, so you can take things between 2D and 3D. So I'm gonna go grab this carrot. And we can take it into 3D, where you will see one of my favorite silly little things about the swapping between worlds mechanic, which is the drawing, have brought a JPEG of a carrot into the drawing. The 3D object comes into the 2D world looking photorealistic, and that brings me such weird joy. Here you go. Delicious! Carrot boost! Energy levels restored! Oh, am I in your way? Sorry about that. Here, let me scooch. I love some of the perspective stuff here, like, walking up a flat wall. The way that these 2D sketches are sort of made to exist within 3D space in a way that feels natural is, satisfying. Okay, we need to go the long way around to get up there. Cool. We need that block. No, not that. Where are we going? Down this way? Suddenly having a moment where I don't remember where I'm going. I'll find it in a second. Oh, is it this way and up? Why am I having such trouble remembering where... Oh, I'm climbing up here. I feel really silly. There we go. Good going, young Squire. I believe that the item that can help you get back to your world is further ahead. You may run into creepy crawly beetles. Sam likes to keep them as pets, you see. Don't get eaten. It simply wouldn't do. Gonna have a little bit of stealth up here with some beetles about. Not too difficult, thankfully. Okay. Oh, I jumped making sound completely, making the make no sound prompt completely pointless. There we go. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Tiptoe, tiptoe. You have no idea I'm here. You never heard a sound. Off I go. Okay, suspiciously stacked dominoes. Let's go. Okay, one last little beetle to navigate around. Definitely haven't noticed me. In we go, run away. Run away, run away. Jot, you made it! My fears have been allayed. It seems that nothing can hinder the Plucky Squire. On that very note, while you're here, there is something that you really must observe. These sketches of you, quite a remarkable likeness, I must attest. The person who drew all this is called Sam. He's the boy who lives in this room, and he's the owner of your storybook. As you might be able to tell, he's very fond of you and your adventures. I'm glad that you got to see this, Jot, to see how much you mean to him. Freya says, the way they've combined the different art styles to a cohesive whole is quite impressive. It really is. It is impressive how much the whole thing feels not disjointed. The way it coalesces well. There's no time to dwell on that. Your quest to re-enter the book is near its pinnacle. The item you need is just past this sketchbook. Onward. Right, where's this item? Oh, more dominoes we need to knock. Okay. We need that dice to knock down... We need that die to knock down the, things. Alright. Dominoes, that's the word I was looking for. Ah! Okay. Should have given it a second. Let's try this again. Come on. Generous checkpointing, thankfully. I appreciate generous checkpointing. Oh, move, move, move. Quick, quick, quick. Oh. Off screen does not mean it can't see me. Okay, I will keep that in mind. If there's one thing missing from this accessibility-wise I would have really appreciated, it would be an ability to work around these forced stealth sections. Something like you are just invisible to the cockroaches or the beetles, or something to that effect. Because it's not technically a minigame, you can't do skip minigame on it, but it is not the core gameplay genre. And it's one of the few bits in this that is like, it would be nice if the same mentality around, like, being able to just brute force your way past the minigames could work for that. Okay, okay, I'm over here. Oh, that skittery sound. Okay, we're nearly there. NH London says, I go away for a few minutes and now it's 3D and stealthy. Yeah, this game is a lot of things. This game is many things, depending on when you're looking at it. Okay, okay, we outran the beetle, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's a huge barrier in as much as I think the short length and the generous checkpointing is enough that it's not likely to be like a hard barrier for too many people. But there's definitely a couple of these in the game that were like a little bit of a point of frustration. Nothing major. It is one of the few sticking points in what is otherwise like a very smooth experience. Here we go, right. Go. Take this with me, because anytime you can have an item, it's always smart to take the item with you. Dot got the turn gauntlets. Now he has the power to manipulate his storybook. So yes, this is our first way to interact with the world in which we exist. One last thing before you leave this table. Beware of Hump Grump. He wishes to take over your book. You have to stop that from happening. Not just for the sake of the citizens of your book, but for all the children who will read and be inspired by your book. Sam is one of those children, Jot. You know us bookworms, we're able to glimpse the past, present, and even the future. I've seen that Sam will one day grow up to be a writer and illustrator himself. He will create a series of very popular children's books, with very lucrative merchandise tie-ins and brand integrations. You know, the most important thing about a future as a writer. I say this, I would love it if my children's book had a lucrative series of tie-ins and brand integrations. Would love if my children's book had reached that point. Sam's books will go on to inspire many other children. That is, if he ever actually writes them. If Humgrump takes control of your book, the story will get worse. Books with bad stories get put away on the shelf. No one reads them anymore. Those books lose all their life and cease being an inspiration to anyone. Focus on Me Play. Yes, I do have a children's book. It came up earlier in the stream. Someone thanked me for writing it. It was very sweet. Let me share for anyone who is unaware of the children's book I wrote. Let me find a link to it so I can share it. Oh, yeah, I forgot it has a Wikipedia page. It was longlisted for Best Picture Book at the 2023 Diverse Book Awards. It's called Me and My Dysphoria Monster. Let me put it in the chat. But yeah, there is the wiki for the children's book I wrote back in 2022. Absolutely so proud of that book. I'm very proud of it. I have another children's book in me. I just need to find the time to do it. I've been saying for like almost the past year I need to sit down and make some time with my artist and like get working on the next children's book I want to do, because it was so satisfying to work on. Your book will no longer inspire Sam, and then who knows what path he'll take in life. Don't let that happen, Jot. Return now. Stop Humgrump. Now, I think there is a pun going on with the name of the Plucky Squire's author, and there's room for debate whether I'm correct or not, but I firmly believe I'm correct. The Plucky Squire is written by E.N. Arthur, which if you say it quickly, you could say as N-E-N-N, Arthur, and Arthur. The Plucky Squire written by an Arthur. It sounds like you're saying an author. And I will be hard-pressed to be convinced that that is not the intended pun. That Ian Arthur is meant to be... He's an Arthur? Okay, so yes, now... Oh, that was definitely intentional? I hope so. I want to believe. I need to believe that that was intentional. Yes, I can now flip through the pages of the book and then hop into specific pages. So yes, this is the first of many mechanics that involve manipulating the book in 3D and then hopping back into it in 2D. I'm in the book in 2D, I need to solve a puzzle, I'll hop out to 3D, do something with the book, hop back in. And this is where a lot of the interesting unique mechanics happen. Dot, my lad, welcome back to Mojo. We have much to discuss.
Chapter 3. Moonbeard.
There we go. The introduction of the game is done. Those first 2 chapters are a little on the shorter side. The remaining 8 chapters are where the game really sort of kicks in and goes, cool, we've introed, we got our mechanics, let's go. Ooh, I seem to feature rather prominently in this chapter. Better put my best foot forward then. Yeah, so this is your first clue that Moonbeard is aware of the narrative structure in which he exists by showing up and chatting on the chapter page. Yeah. Greetings, lad. Hey, Jock, glad you're back in one piece. I suppose you must have a great number of questions, lad. The answer to the first question is, yes, I am aware of how cool these sunglasses look. The answer to the second question is, yes, our entire world is indeed a land in a storybook. Bananas, huh? I've kept this knowledge a closely guarded secret for many a year. Somehow that greasy nincompoop Humgrump found out. Very regrettable. Now he knows the truth. Who knows what mischief he's planning? I have a hunch that big trouble is on the way. That just means, young Squire, that we must be double the trouble. Follow me. First order of business, getting in and out of the book. See the green sparkly stuff over there? Meta magic. It lets you break the 4th wall, which lets you sort of jump out of the book. Walk into the portal, hold down the triangle button. What is the triangle button? Not entirely sure, but you should press and hold it. I do love how quickly you can hop in and out of the 2D and 3D spaces. My understanding is, someone told me that it's rendering the 3D world, even when you're not interacting with the full 3D space, it's rendering it while you're in the book, so that when you hop out the book, there's no load because the 3D stuff's already loaded in everywhere. I was like, I can believe that, given the smoothness of jumping in and out. Testing. I'm talking to you via a rune tooth headset. You know, I'm suddenly feeling rather parched. Wizards are like plants. We must keep hydrated. Use your page-turning abilities to get me something to drink. Approach the edge of the book, see what you can do. So let's flip to a different page. See if we can find a page on which there is something for him to drink. Yeah, so let's hop in here. Get him his drink from his table, which we can take back out to the 3D world. Hop back in. Page turn. There you go. I found your drink from somewhere else in the timeline. Ah, that's the ticket, lad. Those turn corners can be very handy, don't you think? I was the one that put them on your desk. I've stored a number of useful items out there, but there's one small problem. I'm not sure of their precise location. Things get moved around. Sam is full of energy, you know. It's chaos out there. You need one of those items on the desk, you just have to search for it yourself. Last point of order. Minibeard. I've already met. He's a tiny simulacrum of me. I created him to help around the house. He's quite helpful and good at puzzles, you know, so ask him if you need some help. Also, our land has never been troubled by something quite like Humcrump's meta magic before. There may be great upheavals and big battles ahead, but I have faith you'll rise to whatever challenges are thrown your way. You're the Plucky Squire, after all. I believe in you. Always have, lad. I expect that your friends are waiting for you. If you leave the book and turn to the next page, I think you'll find them. Yeah? We've lost Jot. I can't believe it. We shouldn't have just let him come up here by himself. We should have had his back. But what could we have done? We're not warriors like him. Never have been, never will be. Maybe you need to have a training arc. Who will protect Mojo now that he's gone? Hello, I am in reality again. Oh, dude. You're alright. Wait, you're not a ghost, are you? Of course he isn't, Thrash. Look at his face. That's his normal squidgy face. So happy to see him. Dot, where were you? Hello, gang. Oh, Moonbeard, is that you? Indeed, I'm talking to you to the device known as a rune tooth headset. It's a magical form of communication known as a conference call. All very exciting. Now listen up. This business with Humpgrump is rather worrying. We must consult with Queen Chroma in Artia City. You three should head there now. I've got some wizard business to attend to and a donut to eat. I'll join you kids later. Violet, Thrash, I'll fill you in on the situation while you travel. Moonbeard out. Okay, we're going to Violet's hometown. I have my sword again, which I love the design of the sword blade being like a fountain pen nib. That's such a cute design. So here we go, adventure begins.
And so our heroes set off to Artia City to visit the good Queen Chroma. Chapter 4. A Treacherous Trail. On the way to Artia, our heroes took a shortcut through the aquatic land known as...
Cass Fireborn says, the implication is that the wizard keeps eating donuts, but I like to think it's one wily donut that keeps evading him.
Swamps.
I have a different theory. Because he's aware of the metatextual nature of the book, he has a donut at the start of the book. Like 2 or 3 pages later, he eats it. Then he goes back in the book, like 3 pages, to when there was still a donut, carries it with him forward a few pages, eats it, goes back to where the... Like, I think he's fucking around with the timeline of the book to keep eating the same one donut over and over by just going back to a page where the donut still existed. Okay, we're going to explore a swamp. Bad reception here in the swamp, apparently. Off we go. There's something about the art of this that reminds me deeply, not even just the art, the general tone of the children on a magical adventure in a fantastical land sort of narrative that reminds me a lot of Grumble Grumble. Netflix are, terrible as they are. There is a wonderful animated children's show on that was Netflix published called Hilda, about little girl that lived off in nature and moves to the big city, but she sees all sorts of fantastical creatures here, there, and everywhere. She's got a little invisible elf friend that she can only see because she signed a lot of elf contracts. There's a lot about this game's like energy and art and aesthetic and tone that reminds me a lot of Hilda. Wonderful show, charming show. There's a lot about just the vibe of this game that I enjoy for the same reasons that I enjoy Hilda. I think Hilda is a delightful show, and it's nice to play something that feels like it's in that same ballpark. Timber says, actually, Hilda is a series of books. Hilda is a series of books that got adapted to an animated show that I've only seen the animated show of, so in my head it's an animated show. But I am aware that apparently it is a book series, but I've not seen the books. The animated show, delightful. Hilda, also known as Hilda Folk, is a British children's graphic novel series written and illustrated by Luke Pearson and published by Nobro Press. I did not know it was British. I assumed Hilda had been created by like someone from like Norway or the Netherlands. Like it felt like that sort of corner of Europe had come up with it. I assumed it was like, I could have been convinced that the author of Hilda lived like next door to the where the author of the Moomins lived. I cannot tell you why that felt true to me. 100% British? Lovely. That's good to know. A thing that I find quite charming was made by someone on the same general landmass as me. Hurrah. Oh, look at the size of that. Big, gnarly, thing. That sure is a big, gnarly thing. Green lightning struck with furious sound. This insect's nest broke through the ground, and thence flew the bugs. Not really a fan of these punky bugs. So this is going to be one of the first places where we get to properly demonstrate how being able to jump in and out of 2D to 3D is a mechanic for the Zelda puzzle exploring aspect of this game. Let's see. Ooh, we also storyboarded episodes of Adventure Time. That makes sense. I have a task for you, my rotund purple friend, concerning that wretched Squire. I booted him out of the book, you know, but he's a persistent little creep. He may still be out there with an eye on causing Humgrump trouble. But you see, Humgrump will bring the trouble to him. Take a shot of my metamagic and leap through the pretty portal, set yourself free of these pages, and go bully that wretched pest. So, we're going to have some puzzle solving to do that's going to involve entering and exiting the book periodically to hop about areas we might not otherwise be able to reach. So we'll do what we can within this 2D space first. NH London says it's like the inverse of A Link Between Worlds. Honestly, kind of, yeah. That is not a comparison I would have made, but now that you say it, I don't disagree with it. That is a neat observation to have made. Yeah. It feels very similar in terms of what it does to, like, just slightly change up the existing puzzle structure in an interesting way without having to fundamentally overhaul the concept. It just gives you an extra dimension with which to design your puzzle solutions around. Okay, so we need to get a key. No way to get to the key. The key is over there. We can't get to the other lily pad. So, one of the basic ways you use it is I can't get to somewhere particularly. Oh, sorry, I should probably read through Violet's dialogue here. I'm just a character in a story. My whole life is just a plot line. Sorry, it's just a bit much to take on board. Although it figures that I'm just a supporting character in someone's story. I wish I'd been written a little more cool. Oh, don't worry, you'll get there. But yes, one of the most basic ways you use it is, I can't get to the place I'm trying to get to. I will pop out of the book, see if I can find another entrance somewhere else, and navigate a different bit of the page. So let's have a look around. Cool, we've got a portal over here we can hop into. Letting us explore another bit of the world that is currently disconnected. This is far from the most adventurous thing that's done with the concept, but you can already see, like, the general idea here. Train Sim World 5 is now on Game Pass. Hell yeah. You know what? After Echoes of Wisdom, we're streaming this over, like, the next week. Echoes of Wisdom the week after that. You know what we need to bring back in October? Fixation Fridays need to come back, and we need to do some Train Sim streams. We need to bring them back. Oh, what's the train game I've been playing this week? 0-0 Perfect Stop. Someone on stream told me about this. I forget who it was. If you're in chat, let me know if it was you that told me about it. It is a first-person perspective train simulator for the Playdate. Tiny little console with the crank, and your crank is the throttle and brake lever, and it's adorable. I have been playing so much of this tiny little miniature train sim that I can have in my pocket. It fits in my purse. It lives in the coin section of my purse, because I never carry coins anymore. And I constantly have a train sim with me, and it's the best thing. Ah. Right. Oh. There's something really satisfying about how much flatter the 2D world looks just by being zoomed out a little and having the perspective of something 3D on top of it, and then jumping back into it and being a part of it, how much more depth it seems to have despite being the exact same drawing, just because you've zoomed in a little bit and removed the context that tells your brain this is a flat object we're dealing with. Nearly 200. We've nearly got enough for a new attack for our repertoire. If I can navigate this safely. Come on, let's be careful. Let's be careful. I really hope this gets the love and attention that it feels like it deserves. I feel like there's two ways that this game's reception could ultimately end up, given its release timing. Because it's released between two games that I think both have similar markets that they're going to appeal to. Astrobot just came out recently that is, like, charming, family-friendly platformer, just a wholesome, good time, very little to complain about, just a nice little wholesome time. And Echoes of Wisdom, new 2D Zelda game coming out with an interesting, weird mechanic. And this obviously is like releasing right wedge between the two of those. And I've seen some people go, oh, is that going to hurt the Plucky Squire, you know, attention-wise, because it's wedged between two, like, something that's been very well received and something very highly anticipated. I'm hoping people experience it the way that I'm experiencing it right now, which is, I'm between two games that one that I really loved and one I'm very excited for, and I'm in the position of I am craving more Astrobot that doesn't exist because I platinumed it, and I am anticipating Zelda and I can't play it yet. And then right in the middle, it's like, here's a thing that's kind of scratching both those itches and making me feel better about the fact there's no Astrobot left and the fact I can't play Zelda yet. This fits perfectly in the middle. And given its length, and there's like 10 days to play it before Zelda comes out, in my mind, I'm like, for me, as someone with the amount of time to play games for work as I do, and I imagine for people who've got like a weekend off this weekend to like binge it, I hope that people see this as like, here's a lovely stopgap between these two other things, now's the perfect time to play this, and that it gets people jumping in. Yeah, there's never a great time for the releasing of these things, but like, I am on team, I'm so glad this released precisely when it did. It is... I couldn't have asked for a better time to want to be playing the Plucky Squire, but I get the people... I get the thoughts people have. I've seen people going like, will people not pick this up because Zelda's about to come out like a week later? And I keep wanting to send them... What's the fucking meme I keep wanting to send people? Yeah, here it is. This is the thing I keep thinking about when I see people being like, what if people don't play the Plucky Squire because Zelda's coming out like a week later? So I'll read this for anyone that cannot see the screen. It's a 2-panel comic. The first panel is the artist going, oh man, this guy's cake's way better than mine. The audience, holy shit, 2 cakes. It's the holy shit 2 cakes I keep thinking about, which is like, I hope that this is one of those situations. It's like, oh shit, September has 2 cool Zelda-like games going on. Hell yeah. That's how I've been feeling about this game. I've been routinely thinking about holy shit 2 cakes. Yeah, stop getting in my face. Ugh. Don't make me just entirely put you in a hair elastic and push you out of the way. Kelsey says we're looking at 2025 right now and thinking, how do we avoid GTA 6? No idea, because who the hell knows when GTA 6 will release. Rockstar's one of those companies where they could just be like, it's out tomorrow, and the industry would just have to deal with it. A huge bug sat in the middle of the path. Humongous bug, looks like it's full of water. If it wasn't so huge, we could get around it and be on our way. Now, welcome to the first time that this game, I would say, has like a properly elaborate Baba is you puzzle. This is our first big, you've got lots of words to work with and multiple steps to it, Baba is you puzzle. So a huge bug sat in the middle of the path, a full bug. These ruins were just huge of bugs. No. Let's keep all our words in one place and see what we come up with. Mr. L says, could this be a good single-player game to play alongside with a young child? So the combat's not too challenging. There is a simplified mode. There is a story mode for simplified challenge. We talked about this earlier. There's some options in here for tweaking the difficulty that might be useful. You can make jumps taller, show hidden portals. You can make it so platforms that fall, when, like, if you step on them, they'll take a second and fall. You can make them just be stable. You can turn on invincibility, so your character will just never die. And turn on one-hit kills, so that you kill anything in one hit. You can also skip any minigame that they might be struggling with. Depending on their reading level, you can go talk to this gnome who will give you hints as to where you're at in the puzzle. If you filled that big old moat full of water, you might be able to access somewhere useful. The little wizard will give you hints. The rusty gate was closed. Let's find another portal to jump in. The moat was completely drained of water. Okay, that's another word we have in the word bank. Oh, Kelski, it's so nice when something you fight, an idea you have makes it into a game. You can point at a thing in a game and go, yeah, I'm why that's there. I don't have a lot of those right now, in that most of mine are on, projects I didn't get credited on, and there's a limit to how much I can say about the work I did on some things, but there are some things I know I can point out in games and go, I know I'm the reason that's like that, and I feel proud about it. I'll soon have some examples I can point to a little more clearly, but it's nice. It's always nice to know. Right, let's get our words together. Let's see. Full a drained bug sat in the middle of the path. Let's have a look at this. That is a drained bug. Full. The moat. The moat was completely full of water. That'll do. Oh, was it the drained bug? Was that it? Before drained did nothing. That's great. Drained is great. I'm glad you pushed for that. That's great. Okay, the rusty gate was we have closed. We don't have open. We bring full in here and we pop it in. Oh. No, you're not the only one who thinks so. I had a good giggle the first time I saw that. I definitely had a good giggle at it. Okay, so we've opened a gate, so now we need to drain the moat again. See what's behind that gate we just opened up. Now we take drained with us. Towards this little frog. Jot peered into the open grate. There we go. Now we have open. So yes, to the person who was asking about like child-friendly playability, I think these word puzzles are like probably one of the big things I would be like, how comfortable is that child going to be with thinking about words and like solving a puzzle that means like what word might help us here. You know, there's a few things that are like a little dexterous that they might want to hand the controller off to you for help with. But I think like combat, there's tools to help with. It's mainly going to be like, how good is your child going to be at looking at a thing and going, I see how we can change this and use these slightly abstract mechanics with the world. But if you're playing it with them, that might be something that you can sort of guide them through. Alright, where was I? Yes, why was I going this way? We're going this way. The rusty gate was open. That's what we have this word for. I want huge for the frog. A huge frog observed the bug. There we go. That's very important that we make that frog huge. That is vital. And a tiny bug sat in the middle of the path. Now, I will say, I was disappointed that the huge frog didn't eat the tiny bug. Hooray! There we go. Right, isn't that good frog design? Okay. Let's adventure. Okay, what can we afford now? We can afford the spin attack. Let's get the spin attack. And the art scroll. A little spin attack now. The walkway was destroyed. A tiny lily pad floated on the water. Now, this is the next step of, like, putting together the fact that these are words in a book that have meanings, but also combining that with the fact you can hop between pages of the book. So, a tiny lily pad floated on the water. Clearly we need a bigger lily pad to get past this broken bridge. But there's no other words on this page. But we can hop out the book, go back a couple of pages to where the word huge appeared, because we used it to make the frog huge. Go get a word from a different page to go Baba is you it into the other page. So we're gonna go get huge from here. And this is where I think the game starts to really go like, okay, you've got interesting ideas for this puzzle mechanic. It's not just here's a way to get to somewhere on the page you might not have been able to otherwise get to. It's every place you've been in the chapter is a potential source of tools you could go back and grab. Oh, it's a fish flopping around. Let's go help you out.
Jot cleared his mind. Now he was ready to grab the fish.
So dramatically said, game. I don't know if he was ready to grab the fish. I don't know if I'm ready to grab the fish. The slippery little guy. Ah! Did much better this time. Took me a good, like, 2-3 minutes the first time I tried to do this.
Fish grabbed.
Hell yeah.
The Plucky Squire gently released the fish into the water. And there it regained its composure.
Thank you so much, noble traveller. My name's Floatio. I'm a fish. Green lightning zapped me right out of these waters. Consumed by fear, I flipped and flopped. Goodbye your hand, my fugue was stopped. I am eternally in your debt, but you must forgive me, I must go, for my beloved swims this reedy fen. I cannot rest until we meet again. Safe travels, my noble saviours. What an extremely well-spoken fish. I do hope he finds his love.
Our heroes ventured on. The sounds of the daytime chorus began to fade, and the light began to dwindle.
What's the kind of mood here at night? Check out those singing frogs. Sweet harmonies. It was now night in the swamp. Okay, let's get the word in a little word pile. See what we can access without changing anything. Bridge was broken. Okay, I want to put the book and the word down with the other words, but then we can use the portal to get somewhere else and see what else we can reach here. Okay, we need something to weigh this down with, which we don't currently have. Where else can we pop in? Nowhere else right now. Is there anything we can weigh down that switch with that we can reach? This button would weigh the thing down. We have broken, we have a knight. I genuinely don't remember what I'm doing here, so let's ask the wizard. Some of those singing frogs might get in the way. If you make night today, you'd be onto something. Oh, yeah, we can get... Oh, that's it. I completely forgot again that we can... I was literally just explaining how interesting a mechanic that is. You can go back to past pages. The sounds of the daytime chorus began to fade, and it had the little swirl on it while we were in there. So yeah, you can go back to, like, cutscene pages that weren't, like, interactable pages. They were just, like, narrative pages. Where's the portal to get in here? There's the portal. Yeah, literally any page of the book might be something to grab stuff from, not just the ones that you were previously interacted in. Right, isn't that clever? Isn't that neat? Okay, there we go. It's daytime now. Felstrom, it is so charming, right? It's hard not to be charmed by this game. I feel very similarly about it to the way I felt about Astrobot, in as much as it's just pleasant and nice and uncomplicated. It's just nice sometimes to have a game you can play where it's like, I'm just having a good time and I don't really have to... I have to caveat that I'm just having a chill one. And everything's wholesome and sweet. It's just a nice time. Okay. And now we can get the word solid. But in order to take this over there to make the bridge solid, we're going to need to make it nighttime. But there's a singing frog in the way now, so we're going to need to go. We're going to need to go over that bridge in the daytime. But if we make it daytime, this frog is going to block the way. Not much we can do about this in this moment, but as you can see, make it daytime, we now can't go that way. This took me a little while to puzzle out myself. Let's get this block. Make it nighttime. Use the block to stop you moving back in the daytime. Move that out the way now, meaning I can go this way in the daytime. And cross the bridge properly. Good old lateral thinking. Now we have a new kind of portal. Hopping into the world in 2D to try and land on platforms. Here we go. Let me time this right. One sec. Why is my phone buzzing? Is it important or can I ignore it? Okay, we've got some German to do still today, but we'll have Laura's German corner soon. Okay, I need a thing to weigh this down with. And we go find something to weigh button down with on a previous page. No, I think we're just gonna have to jump into a different part of that page. Okay. Yes, there's multiple entrances. We don't fixate on that first portal. That portal's gonna be a dead end. Gonna pop out. Oh, there's a box here, yeah. Take the box. Oh. Ah, no! Ah. This was where I got my first death in my first playthrough as well.
And arose to fight once more.
Doing combat on platforms where the combat inherently moves you forward as part of the attack animation, but you are trying to stay in place on a small platform, is something that takes some getting used to. It is not as intuitive as it could be. These are all, like, any complaints I have here are very minor nitpicks, but, like, you can see how having an attack animation that moves you forward makes it very easy to, without some ledge guard, accidentally move yourself off a platform onto spikes. You gotta be careful with it. Right, so I want this box now. Let's go. I can now take the box out of the book. Enter up here, which isn't blocked anymore. In order to weigh down this button. Means we can come get that box again. Hop out the world this way. Take that box back to the start and re-push down which it was originally. Oh no, we'll simply just leave this way. Haha! Adventurers, maybe you can help us. Our house is full of flying bugs. Please kick those insectoid thugs out. Bet we will, Snail Dude. Your sword there looks mighty sharp, but if you want to wallop those buzzing pests, a long-range weapon will serve thee best. There may be something around here. Let's go find a long-range weapon. Let's go find a new mini-game mechanic in the outside world to bring back in. Come on, Violet, do your magic. I believe in you. Ta-da! Yay, it worked. It's a big log. It's not really a long-range weapon unless you threw it. No, but I appreciate it all the same, Violet. Okay. Okay, maybe we can find something out in the other world. So now we gotta go do like a little 3D dungeon to go get a weapon to help us fight the bugs back in the little snail house. We've gotta go reach a Magic the Gathering card and go steal... We gotta go steal an elfin bow from a Magic the Gathering card. Quest time! Properly hold the button down. Oh, yeah, I am out the book. Sorry. Failed to mentally register that I had left. Cohesive art and all that. Hey, Minibeard, you're a toy version. There's a warrior, she lives in a game card. She's got a long-range weapon you probably make use of. Hey, Zilla, thank you very much for the bits. This game is charming. We're like, how far in? We're like 2 hours in playing on stream. There's an evil wizard trying to take over the book. He learned he's a villain in a book, and he's using magic to try and take over the book. But we now can hop in and out of the book world, and it's charming. And, like, we can turn the pages and go get words from pages and put them on other pages to, like, change what the story is. We're a tiny little adventurer. Oh, alas, it seems that danger's on the horizon. The sonnet swamp's least desirables have extricated themselves from the book. It does appear you're suitably equipped this time. Eradicate these invertebrates forthwith. It is really lovely how effective a job they've done of making these 2D enemies look fluid and expressive in 3D properly. The enemy designs transfer from 2D to 3D really nicely. Alright, so let's grab this. Yes, as you're about to see in a second, Zilla, we can hop in and out of 2D, and it's quite charming. It's lovely. Right, up we go. I keep forgetting I've got my spin attack. Haha. Kveldstrom, I would be surprised if this didn't win some awards at the end of the year. It's pretty darn polished. Right. Yeah, so we can hop into 2D. Let's go grab this spring, take it back into 3D with us. Right, it's such a clever mechanic, like, put to so many interesting uses. Okay, I gotta jump. There we go, up we get. Oh, yeah, we are about to see one of my favorite early visual tricks this game does. It's such a simple effect we're about to see, but it's fab. Right. Up we go. Let's grab this zip line. Look at us zipping between flags on a 3D little flag ribbon. It's a simple thing, but it's so effective. Azilla says, oh my god, it's Super Zelda Galaxy Adventure Time and BRB wish listing. It's super good. Any game that opens with, hello, I got awoken because the dubstep wizard next door needs me to go on a quest for wax so we can press more records. That's a game that's off to a good start. Okay, so we've killed all the enemies, so that'll open up now. Yeah, this came out yesterday. I have played about 75–80% off stream, and I am besotted with it. It is lovely. Zilla says, 2024 has been a refreshingly good year for games. It has. September 2024 has been a refreshingly good time for games. It's been a real good month for just like uncomplicated, wholesome, fun games. It's been a good month. It's been one of those months that's reminded me sometimes it's just nice to like a game. And to not even have a lot to say about it other than, that's nice, isn't it? Ta-da! Okay, we've nearly made it to... Oh, more concept art. Some of the initial enemy sketches. There we go. Yes, we've almost made it to that Magic the Gathering card we need to reach. Okay, I think this is the optional path first, so we'll do that. I keep preemptively doing it before I get the good bounce. There we go. Ah! Oh, darn it. I was too excited chopping trees and off I fell. That's fine, we got this. Oh, not gonna fail this time. Just to get us a couple of extra little collectibles. And I want the bounce pad again because I need to come out the other corner. Hurrah! Here we go. Eloina, the Elf Ranger. What's this? Another intruder? I can see a thieving gleam in your eye. Sorry, Eloina. I must enter your trading card. Show me what you've got, rascal. Jock tried talking to Eloina. Now is not the time for words, but for battle. No doubt you rue entangling with a forest elf. Okay, stab. I'm not damaging you nearly fast enough. Slash. Zilla says, I'm legit concerned Indica won't get the love it deserves come award time because stuff has been ridiculously good. It's on my list that I will be banging on about end of the year. It is a very different kind of game, but I will be making time to go. Remember that this happened. This game is pretty damn interesting. Okay, I am no... It seems, blow for blow, I am no match for this forest elf right now. This is concerning. Arrow barrage. That's rough. It's fine, I'll keep persisting, it'll be fine. Yes, that's the one with the nun and the devil, yes. Zilla, you don't have to hate saying it at all. Honestly, I would say, if you're looking at this and going, this seems charming, just go in knowing nothing. Go in, it is adorable. It is what if 2D Zelda was also kind of Barbara Is You and occasionally Punch-Out and a children's book that did reality, like, what if you could shift between dimensions as a gameplay resource? It's great. Play it. Jot, it is I, Paige the Bookworm. You seem to be in a desperate predicament. Let me revivify you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Your vitality is restored, and may have also spruced up your offensive capabilities. But that was a one-time spell. I can revitalize you no more. The outcome of this skirmish is entirely up to you, Plucky Squire. Okay. Onward we fight. A rushing stab now. Oh, that's better. That's some better damage output. Our forest will be happier with you gone. Still, you persist, intruder. Okay, she cast a spell of protection. Her defense has gone way up, but her attack's gone way down. I will destroy this elven bow before I give it to you. The elves will never let their weapons be used for evil purposes. You can tell that to your boss. What was his name? Oh yes, Humgrump. Oh, did you hear that? Seems that she has erroneously identified you as an agent of Humgrump's. You must talk to her, Jot. Inform her of the truth. I think I can reproduce the spell that she cast to buy us some time. Okay, so our defense goes up and attack goes down. We've got a couple of turns to try chatting. Talk. Humgrump isn't my boss. You expect me to believe that? Really? Humgrump isn't my boss? Well, he's my enemy. Not enemy? But what do you mean? I'm on a quest to defeat him. You mean you're not his underling? Most assuredly not. Jot is a champion of his land, striving to defeat the dastardly Humgrump and put a stop to his mischief. Is that so? Now I take a closer look at him, he does seem to have a somewhat heroic countenance. Alonia, we apologize wholeheartedly apologize for the disturbance we've precipitated. We're searching for a weapon to help clean up Humgrump's chaos. Your elven bow seems like it could be advantageous in that regard, but we did not mean to cause you any turmoil in your forests. I have decided I shall lend you the elven bow. Any enemy of Humgrump is a friend of mine. I can see the aura of good about you now, Jot. Hooray! We have a JPEG of a bow for our cartoon to wield. When the bow is finished assisting you, it will return itself to these forests. Good luck on your journey. Our battle was most bracing. Hooray! We made a good tag team. Okay, we can jump into the sticky note to get back down to the book. Don't just jump off the thing. Convenient sticky note just for this purpose. Yep, and then right back into this page we go. Hey, we're back. Time for yet another mechanical shake-up of this game, for it to introduce more gameplay mechanics. Because this game cannot stick to one gameplay style, and the ADHD fucking loves it.
Bugs.
Bugs!
Jot readied the elven bow. It was time to put its powers to the test.
The art style clashes when you borrow something from a different illustration style. I love it. Here we go. Okay, we now have elven archery to do.
Jot drew his bow back as far as he could and shot that creature right in the eye.
There we go. Suddenly my accuracy has gone way down. Come on, come on. Here we go.
The Plucky Squire had squashed the bugs.
Hell yeah! Okay. There's a big bug we're gonna have to fight at the end. Cool. Okay, we're gonna go for like maybe another hour or so. We're probably gonna go till midnight tonight, but the music is great. It's lovely. Yeah. I'm hoping that over like 3 streams we can play this whole game. Like, I think if we do 3-hour stream today, another on Monday, another on Wednesday, my suspicion is we can see the end of this game and have it out the way before Echoes of Wisdom's out. I think it'll time pretty perfectly. 3 streams should be a good amount for this. Okay. They don't get to adventure much because they're snails. Snails are all big fans of our work. The books have trashed the town and stolen the book, their shell spear novels. Can we go get their books back? Yeah. What a great carved staircase. Okay, that's a word we've got. We can kill all these bugs, we can get that book. There's a stone block here. Okay. Put that word there. If there was a stone staircase. We can get up here. Okay, we want that to be a block again, because then we can move it to open this. Now, to get to this, we're going to need a great carved block. But then we're going to have to get back up there. We have a portal, so we can hop back up, get that last bug. Ooh, the shop's back. We got 150. Can we afford anything? I'd like to be able to get that other attack before I do too much else, really. I'll keep saving for the second. Terrace Cassie says, how's the game? I heard the game got quite a lot of mixed reviews. Yeah, I've seen it getting like anywhere in like the 7s to 9s. I am on the higher end of reviews for this. I think this game is delightful, it's charming. I'm like 75 to 80% of the way through my personal playthrough. It has consistently had like really creative ideas for how to use its mechanics. It has, anytime it's introduced a new gameplay genre, it has felt polished in its execution. It's not felt like it's outstayed its welcome at all. It is just wholesome and charming, and it makes me feel good. I am delighted. This is everything I'd hoped it would be, and I think it's great. I am definitely on the upper end of reviews for this. This is Devolver published, yeah. Yeah, I definitely think this game deserves to be remembered as pretty special. All possible futures of the main developers, yes. Which Kelski, to give you a hint of where I'm at in the game, I got to All Possible Futures is an interesting name in this narrative. Yeah, that was recently, and that amused me greatly. So my insect spies tell me the wretched Squire is at large in the pages again, in these very swamps, most displeasing. No doubt he and his miserable friends are on their way to Artia. Well, I'll soon put an end to their adventures. I'll summon up some Squire killers, some rushing, crushing caterpillars. Welcome to very definitely a Zelda boss we gotta deal with. Try and take these out one at a time as best I can before they or I have to deal with too many of them being fast at the same time. Come on, health, health, health. No, okay. My health is not great. I need to... Oh, okay. Oh, some health. Okay. Oh, big heart, big heart. Aha! And there we go. There's our second book. There we go, snails. You can put on your snail Shakespeare now. You're gonna do a little special performance for us to say thank you. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Ooh. A kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. Hello. Been waiting for ages to say my big line. Bravo! You snailed it. Okay. Off we go! Go find this big bug we gotta fight. The BT says, one critique of the game, the depth perception of the 3D segments can be tricky. I've generally found it pretty good. I can see how it could be a thing for people. I've not had too much trouble with it myself, thankfully. I haven't taken the time to work out and quantify why it works for me, but I've not taken the time to stop and go, is it doing specific things that are making it work for me? But it's working well for me. I can see how, if that's not the case for you, that would impact opinion. Okay, we gotta go beat this big bug. Okay, there's a big buzzing in the nook ahead. I think this is the boss. Let's go.
Jock could hear the big bug through the entranceway.
Bins, I am loving this game so far.
I
am delighted
time
by
to
it.
Finish this.
It's wholesome, it's sweet, it's creative. I am having the nicest time. Okay, here we go, here we go. That's on me. I forgot that is how this works. Okay, I don't need to do charged shots. Like, regular shots will take those down fine. I can only really get one of those hits in when he's charging up, and then I need to way over. Get one charged hit. I gotta... Eth Demon says, if anything, one of the major critiques I've seen of this game is that it's maybe easier than it should be. I read a couple of reviews. Once I played like a good chunk of the game, I was like, I feel like I formed my own opinion. I'm curious where other people are at on it. Like, I've seen some reviews that were like, oh, the difficulty doesn't know if it wants to be ready for children or adults, and I'm like, I can maybe see that with some of the tutorialization pacing, but like, that fight against the 3 caterpillars was not a pushover. There was a very real chance of me dying there. I was definitely looking for health in that fight. My first attempt against this boss, I died. Like, it's not trivially easy. It's approachable, but, like, there is challenge to be found. It's not like I'm autopiloting through it or anything. My second time playing this, I'm on, like, half health right now. I'm slowly chipping this boss away. I think if you're coming to a game like this going, it needs more difficulty, it's like, yeah, I don't think that's the vibe that the game's here for. Yeah, where were we? Oh. I'm really bad at not over-committing, getting hit by that 2-shot. I need to, yeah, and then try and get a hit in afterwards, rather than trying to get the if I do the hit before, I don't leave myself enough time to get back here to hit the projectiles. Okay, if I'm gonna get hits in on him, I'm gonna need to just take the initiative. Yeah, there we go. That's what I need. I need to hit him in the warm-up animation, because then I have time to get back and hit the projectiles. Oh, Freya! I hope you enjoy playing the game. It's been lovely to have you here. I'm glad this has convinced you to pick it up. Yeah, Mr. L says, I've seen criticism that it can be too exposition heavy. I mean, it's a children's storybook adventure. Like, if you don't go into this calibrated for the story is going to be told in the form of a children's storybook, yeah, it's gonna be a little exposition. And like, I talk about this on Pogposition that's going up tomorrow. I would argue that, like, my personal taste is I would like the ability to turn off some of the early tutorialization and go, if I need help, ask the little wizard, the mini wizard, and get that tutorialization if I need it. I would have had like a smoother, it would have felt like a less interrupted initial pacing for me. But I am very forgiving of that, in as much as I'm like, if it's gonna be like one experience of how this game is taught, I'm glad it is doing it in a way that makes sure that the mechanics are understood by a range of ages. And I think that like that opening a little stop start to make sure you've learned everything, I think is very forgivable in the grand scheme of the whole game. It very much, it's really, I would say it's really only the first time you leave the book that it's a little stop start. You wielded the elven bow magnificently, Plucky Squire. It served you well, and now it must return to the forests. Goodbye, JPEG of a bow. Okay. If you ever return, you'll be welcomed by all the residents, except the bugs. You destroyed all of them. Really cracking job. Farewell, young adventurers. Oh, we survived the swamps. Yeah, Moonbait said Jot was off-script here, but it turns out off-script doesn't have to mean certain doom. Yeah, we improvised, yeah. Oh. Oh, there's that fish we saved earlier. Adventurers, I reunited with my love, Gillette. Lutio told me all about how you rescued him. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. What lovely fish. I'm so glad they found each other. They look so happy together. They do. I'm glad we saved a little fish.
Finally, our heroes were out of the swamps. The sun on their faces felt most pleasant as they continued on their way. After some time, they arrived. At Artia.
We've arrived at Artland. Painting world.
Chapter 5. Artia.
I've not brought it up anytime we found one of the little bits of concept art. I love the art critic panda. With just like the white swoopy hair and the glasses, just like, oh yes, let me tell about my latest avant-garde art piece. It is soup. It's stacked in a pyramid, and definitely not a stand-in for Andy Warhol. Okay. Oh, I think we're about to get the next way of interacting with the book that's really interesting. We're about to get more mechanics for interacting with the book. Violet! You're looking all smudged. I mean more than usual. What have you been up to now? Hey, Mom. Well, we've been, adventuring. Hey, Mrs. Lightbrush. Yeah, things got pretty gnarly. Humgrump's up to some kind of umgrumpy mischief. Always is that one. Well, it's good to see you all, including you, Jot. I've led your latest adventure quite the page-turner. The bit where you leapt over the... Jot's heard it already. All right. Listen, your Uncle Lumper, he's got himself in a pickle. Sounds like he needs some help. Yeah, we'll go help him out. Here he is with his little pig farm. Hello there. My raboinks, my round little piggies, they started behaving strangely, rolling around like squishy pink bowling balls. They busted clean out the farm. Can you find them and return them to me? There's 6 of them. Okay, I'm gonna go find his little pigs. Well, I say little pigs. One of them is not so little. There is a pretty big one around somewhere. This friend. That's a heavy fellow. Spends a lot of time sleeping. Let's carry him over, but I don't think we've got the strength. Yeah, time to go get another ability. There's an item out on the desk we've got to go get. It's going to let us interact with the book in a new way. We're going to have to work out how to leave the book first, though. Which I believe the portal is under a dog over here. Come on, fella, why don't you budge over? You're sitting on something kind of important. I am not a dog. How are we going to get him to move? Maybe if we find his owner, he'll have an idea. Yeah, he's apparently not a dog. I'll take his word at that, I suppose. Hello, sir. Hey, Mr. Margery. Oh, bonjour, young Violet. You know, it's nice to see you in town again. You've grown a little taller, or maybe the world has grown a little shorter. It's hard to say which. How can I help you? Your dog, he's sitting on something quite important. He also says he's not a dog. How do we move him? My mind, unfortunately, is a blank. I need inspiration to spark some thought. I need an object to seed my inspiration. I need an apple. Okay, we'll get you an apple. Okay, let's go find an apple. Oh, these two. Oh, look who we have here! Oh, hello, Penny. Hello, Clipso. Long time no see. Splat. Okay, well, you be you, I guess. Hey, Mr. Berry. Do you have an apple? Yeah, you do. Oh, free of charge. Lovely. Oh, hello again, Splat. Nice hat, Splat. Still trying the whole magic thing. Oh, at least you haven't turned yourself into a frog yet. I'm not so sure. Take a look at her face. What's with all these majorly mean vibes? Be around, Splat. Totally uncool. What's up with those two? Oh, they've always been like that. They were a real joy in school. That's why they gave me my nickname. I really wanted to get good at painterly magic, but there were a few accidents. I flooded the whole classroom with multicolored paint. People couldn't hear properly for a week, paint in the ears. That's when I became known as Splat. They never let me live it down. It was a long time ago. It doesn't bother me anymore. Not a big deal, I hope. Right, let's go see Mr. Margery. Mr. McGree. Hello, here's an apple. How do we make a dog move? I feel the inspiration. I can respond to the question that you posed me before. The way to move my dog is to remind him that it's time for his nap. He'll walk on over and take a nap next to me. Sure. Sure. Hello. I respect that you're not a dog. It is time for your nap, though. So it is. I shall sleep by the lakeside. If the dream is a transition of waking life, then waking life is also a translation of the dream. Au revoir. Good day to you, sir. Okay. Now, I've got to go adventure up this house. This is probably going to be the last thing I do today, is go unlock this last mechanic. But it is... Oh, it's a really interesting one. I'm very excited for us to start playing around with this. Yeah, let's just do the rounds on the outside edge just to find any inspiration there is to find before we delve in. Oh, yep, I see some here. I'm so happy that the 3D combat feels as satisfyingly impactful as the 2D. Like, I made the comparison earlier that the way that like the sort of hit stop and the musical impact on hit play out in the 2D. Reminds me a lot of Wind Waker in the way that that sort of did impact hits that were very satisfying. That particular flavor of praise carries forward to the 3D. It makes hits feel impactful in a way that's really satisfying, and I am glad that both forms of combat managed to capture that same feeling. Okay, we've got a little doll's house to explore. Gotta get the key first, though. I love that there is some subtle differences to the child's sketch artwork on the desk that you travel through and the way that the art looks in the, like, published novel written by an adult. It's a fundamentally very familiar art style. The two look very similar to each other. But there's little differences in, like, the line art choices, the weighting of the outlines. It's very clearly a different artist inspired by the first. And that's a really nice detail. It's really nice getting to go between the art style that clearly is an inspiration and the child's take that clearly isn't just a one-to-one recreation. It is a different art style that borrows from what inspired it, and that's a lovely thing to see in a game about art. Right, Veldstrom, there's clearly a lot of love and attention put into the little details. Oh. A lot of very intentional thought put into many of the choices on display. Gotta defeat all the enemies. Ah, there's a monster in the washing machine. I think we are nearly up to the top now. Luna Links Lady says, been mostly lurking, but the diversity of gameplay here reminds me of Nier Automata, and I mean that as high praise. I would agree with you, and I mean this as high praise. It's not just the diversity of gameplay. When I talk about this on Position that's going up tomorrow, I talk about the fact that, like, it reminds me of, the two comparison points I keep wanting to use are Mario Wonder from last year, or, What the Golf, or its sort of contemporaries, What the Bat, What the Car. In that it's not just diversity of ideas, of, like, gameplay concepts. It's that each of them is really polished in its execution. Like, it's great having a game that throws in a bunch of different gameplay styles that aren't the core gameplay loop, but that's only a good thing if those other things that aren't the core gameplay loop feel as much care and attention went into them as the core gameplay did. Any time that I'm, like, taken away from puzzle-solving, top-down combat 2D Zelda to do something else, it feels like the new thing I'm doing is as important a part of the game as what I was doing before. It doesn't feel like a kind of thrown-together diversion. It feels like something, it's like, if it's gonna be here, it's gotta feel good. And that, like, quality of diversity of mechanics, not just quantity, is the thing I think really works about this for me. It's the thing that makes me want to really praise this. I'm just realizing, can I? No, okay. It does a lot of things, this game, and all of them feel satisfying. Okay. So yes, now we have a new way of manipulating the book world, which is, rather than just turning the pages, we can hold the book pages at an angle and cause the gravity to be affecting the world in different ways depending on what gravity in the 3D space is like. As you will understand in a minute when I demonstrate it, you'll see what I'm getting at. These are the mechanics I think are super interesting, is the ones like this that are like working out how to manipulate the fact that you can have 3D control of a 2D space. And how you can manipulate a 2D space if you could step outside of it. Okay, we're nearly down there. So, as a reminder, we're trying to get this this very large pig that's too heavy for us to carry over here into this sort of mud pig pen. What we're going to do is start lifting up this page of the book so that the pig rolls downhill, because we've lifted up one side of the book, so now it's on a slope. Right? Isn't that a really funky way to make use of 3D space? To make use of the fact that this book is a tangible object we can step outside of and change the rules of, and then hop back into. There's even more ideas like this, but these are the things that really feel like creative uses of the mechanic set. Right, we gotta go find the other pigs still, but like, here we go. Okay. Is there a portal for me to hop in over on this corner? There it is, yeah. Come get this pig. Should be pretty quick now. I think there might be one in this church. Yeah. Oh, someone's been doing drawings of me in the church. Where else are they? Is there one in here? Nope, there's concept art in here, though. there one in here? I feel like there is, yeah. Okay, there's one in there and then one up on the last ledge. Cool. But yeah, this game is just consistently full of, like, real neat ideas. Hi said, this game had the cutest booth at Gamescom. It did. I was so disappointed it wasn't playable at Gamescom. I saw that booth and was like, oh, maybe I'll get a chance to try it. Because I hadn't had a chance to, like, be part of the round of previews that happened. And, nope, there was no game there. And I was like, oh, I want to play it, though. Looks so cute. They did a practical diorama at Gamescom that you could sort of, like, walk through a physical set, sort of set up like the art style of the game. It was very cute. Last one I think we need is, here it is. Hooray! We got all your pigs back safe and sound. Yeah. Oh, you gave us some concept art. How lovely. What did we get? Okay. We can now head to the castle gates. I'm gonna head up here, and this is probably where we're gonna save in a moment. I'm waiting for it to do an autosave, and this will probably be where we wrap up for today. Yeah, and I will come back on Friday, and we'll do like another 3 hours or so. We'll do another 3 hours or so on Wednesday, and I'm pretty hopeful we can play through the whole game over like 3 streams and be ready to start on Echoes of Wisdom Friday of next week. Here we go. We're going to go meet royalty. Ooh. Okay. The Queen Chroma does know about the fact that we're living in a book. Don't worry about blowing her mind. She knows what's going on. Oh, Kelski, thank you for coming along. It's been lovely to have you around on the stream. I think this game is delightful. I'm so glad that it has lived up to what I had hoped it would be. I've been having a lovely time. And in a week where I'm sat being like, as a big Zelda fan, being like, when Zelda, when Zelda, when Zelda, this is the one thing that has successfully managed to make me stop going, yeah, but when Zelda, and go, there's a really cool thing, and I'm excited about this now. You've managed to distract the autistic hyperfixation from the thing it was fixated on, because this thing is really cool. That takes some work. This game has done well. Come on, I'm waiting for it to for the narrative to pause so that I can have a convenient stopping point. I think we're gonna have this in-game conversation. I was like, yeah, we'll wrap up. I don't know if I saw a save icon. When did we last save? If I quit, it'll tell me 1 minute 24 seconds ago. That's fine. We could probably lose a minute and a half and repeat it at the start of next stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I will be back with another stream on Friday, and then on Monday. Where are we at today? Wednesday. Yeah, Friday of this week, Monday, Wednesday. Oh, yeah. So we've got 3 streams. We will definitely get this finished before Echoes of Wisdom. I suspect by Monday we probably will have finished this, so if we might have a free stream on Wednesday, and if so, I'll work out what we're streaming then. But at least for the next couple of streams, we're going to be doing the Plucky Squire. Have a good one. I'll chat to you all soon.